everyone, to the LaHaye Ice Center for some Sunday afternoon hockey. I'm Adam Fornwald. Alongside me is Kayla Fitzpatrick and Joe Mixie. Shaq Cook will be with us throughout the periods. We've got a great matchup for you today between the Liberty Flames and the University of Maryland Baltimore County Retrievers, also known as UMBC. That's what I'll be referring to them as for the rest of the game because I don't want to lose my voice. Guys, let's take a look first at the goalie matchups between the two teams. We've got a guy who had a great performance yesterday for Liberty, and another player who showed up well for UMBC.
Dylan Knox will be in goal for the Retrievers today. He played yesterday. They won 12-4 over Virginia Tech. So far this year, he's sporting a 4.69 goals against average and an 8.89 save percentage. Obviously, those numbers could be better. We'll see how he fares against the high-powered offensive Flames. So this today.
And Joe, how about Mr. Epp?
Well, they're led by Jared Epp. He's done an unbelievable job as a freshman there, coming onto the team. Kind of a competition between him and Clayton Pierce. 2.42 goals against average, and has just kind of been winning that battle all along. Had a great game yesterday with a shutout and gets back in goal this afternoon.
He pitched a shutout yesterday. As you said, Joe had made an unbelievable save to keep that shutout going. It's a great game by the Flames, and for UMBC, a strong performance for them as well. So we'll see which of the two teams can walk away with a 2-0 weekend heading in the next week. UMBC dumping the puck along the boards, tipped away by Epp. Around the back is Huntington, gets it stolen away, poked over the street. Street over to Barima. Barima will send it back along. UMBC snatches that up. Cross ice pass off the boards. UMBC banks it back along, a line change. UMBC a little bit shorthanded tonight. Something Liberty will look to take to their advantage. Plenty of depth for the Flames, not so much for the guys in the black and yellow. Should I say gold? They're probably gold since they're the Retrievers.
You would think. Yeah, that follows logically. I like that.
Huntington fighting for the puck along over the near side, poking it back along. UMBC will dump it back along. Going over to the far side, fighting forward is Shannon. Flames will look to reset, pass over to Freeman. Freeman losing it center ice. He spins around and keeps it. Freeman taking it himself, knocked down over the dock sitter, passed over to Logan. Logan with the shot, nice save by Dylan Knox. And Caleb will go over to you for the away player to watch. It's a guy who scored a number of goals this season, is one of the leading point getters for UMBC.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Durante yesterday, 4 goals, a Austin Matthews-like effort in their win over Virginia Tech. So far this year, he's posted 23 goals, 18 assists, a leader on this team for sure, and if he's at the top of his game, it will definitely help out the Retrievers this afternoon.
Liberty fighting for it now. Up the ice they go. UMBC able to maintain. Puck dumped back along into Liberty territory. Over the Richardson, D-to-D pass. Liberty, falling down is Richardson. Being able to send up against the boards. UMBC fighting for it in Liberty zone. Richardson able to recover. He's got Natowski to his right. UMBC showing an aggressive forecheck here early. Puck stolen away by UMBC. Pass out in front, almost a goal. Jared Epp is a lucky man because that almost found it in the back of his net.
Yeah, I think they thought they scored there for a moment.
Barstead will choose to dump it back along. UMBC with the reset. With it now is Ziegler. Ziegler dumps it back over to Durante. Durante has options to his left. He'll take it himself. Pad save by Epp. UMBC looking to keep it in Liberty's territory. Puck shoots out the center ice and dumps back along into the Liberty zone.
For Liberty just maintaining that day in, day out atmosphere, just grinding through there at the tail end of a 10-game homestand here, starting the second semester. They took care of 3 teams last week pretty easily, North Carolina State and Louisville and Virginia Tech in the back end of the Liberty Invitational. They're just cruising along right now, looking to lock up the South Division of the MAC here in this matchup against UMBC.
Right, if they win today, they would clinch that top spot in the MAC Southeast Conference. Barima lets it go over the Royd, falls back on the UMC stick. UMC with an opportunity here, they'll dump it back along, go for a line change. I think that's going to be a key, Caleb, for UMBC, making sure they keep their guys on the ice fresh.
Yeah, early on in this game, it looks like UMBC is doing a great job of just keeping it simple and dumping the puck in deep. Their forecheck is really doing well, as we see a steal right here by Durante. but in the neutral zone, they're making sure their sticks and bodies are in the passing lanes. They're not letting the Flames get any good looks. The Flames actually had their first sustained possession time in the offensive zone just a minute ago, but even look, there's a forced a bad pass to make the Flames reset. If they can just play this game of make sure they keep the puck out of their own zone most of the night, they'll be fine.
Pass down low into UMBC territory. Oh, a dangerous pass out in front. That was Devin Doxter. Oh, he finds the stick. And that is a 1-0 lead for Liberty. Surprised me. I thought that puck was going far out and wide. But I believe Freeman finds the back of the net there for the 1-0.
We just got done talking about how UMBC was off to a good start. Here's the thing. When you're playing Liberty, we can analyze this game up and down all we want, but unless you find a way to slow down the Wonder Twins and keep them off the scoreboard, you're not going to have any success. Here's the goal there. It's a quick pass out in front. Dockstetter and Freeman, they always know where each other's at. Just the Dockstetter's awareness to know exactly where Freeman was at, right in the slot. He finds him right on the tape. Freeman makes no mistake, puts it on the ice underneath the pad to make it a 1-0 lead for the Flames.
I've never heard him referred to it that way, the Wonder Twins, but I like it. The stats certainly show that they've been successful together this season, and they just help each other find the back of the net time after time after time.
They play like they always know what each other is thinking. You know,
I think at this point they do, because they've been playing with each other for years, as the case with a lot of these guys.
Here comes Victor Blomberg, opportunity, 1-on-1. Oh, what a move to the right. Tucks it in the back of the net. It's 2-0 Liberty.
Victor Blomberg might be the brightest spot when it comes to the future for this Liberty Flames hockey program as a whole. All three divisions. Victor Blomberg is going to be a superstar. You know, he's hunched over now holding his wrist. But that was an unbelievable move there. Forehand, backhand, back of the net, top shelf, nothing Dylan Knox could do. Well, take a look at it here. Gets in all alone. Dylan Knox spikes on the fake. Just a quick release off the backhand. Next thing he knows, it's in the top of his own net.
As soon as he shot that puck, he was grabbing on, clutching his right arm. Hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully get an update on that soon.
That's a bizarre situation there with Blomberg, but nevertheless, he's been playing a whole lot of hockey for the Liberty Flames. He was kind of the last man to get cut from the D1 team earlier this year. He spent some time with them on their last road trip and then went right back to his spot on the D2 team, and he takes it himself there, and he just challenges the goalie Knox and wins it pretty easily. He's got a great hockey mind coming in from Sweden, and sometimes that Eastern European style of play can really get you prepared.
Rob Ward with a shot, pad saved by Knox, rebounded out to Shannon. Liberty forced to reset. It's Rob Ward with it now. I think it's interesting to note, we saw Peter Kazmierzak go down with injury last week, and now you have Blomberg, and we're hoping it's not too serious, but this is something that Liberty needs to be careful of. You don't want to pick up too many injuries on the road to regionals and eventually nationals. Puck out in front. Logan trying to tip it back in. That's just wide. Dockstetter fighting behind the net. He gets taken down on the ice. Here comes UMBC. Good shot from, oh, wow, what a shot from UMBC. That is a goal. A big one there from number 9, Ryan Atkinson, 26th on the season. The deficit is cut in half.
And for Ryan Atkinson there, as we'll see the replay, he just stepped up and took an off balance bad angle shot there and just flew right by Jared Epp. I don't think he was expecting it to get even close to the goal. I think he thought it was going off to the left, but look at that shot right there as Epp is out a little bit. He was not expecting that at all. And sometimes you just take chances like that and you fire it in. Good things happen when you make long shots like that. And for Ryan Atkinson, it's a goal. It gets UMBC started as they break through that kind of scoreless wall that Liberty can start to build as soon as they start a period here. You already had back-to-back goals. You had goals within 30 seconds of each other, so they can just keep that momentum rolling.
Yeah, real quick release from Atkinson there. I think Epp just got beat on the glove side. Maybe a shot that he should have had, but now it's 2-1.
Let's take a look at the player to watch for the Flames, Joe, and it's number 6, Tim Barima.
Yeah, Barima, a pair of goals last night, and he scored once when these two teams played back earlier this season. He's just been climbing up the ranks for Liberty, a guy that stepped right in. And I was telling you pre-broadcast, I feel like we talk about him every week, but the reason is because of how successful he's been. As he's just been so instrumental for this team, third in the team in points with 32 of them.
Here come the Flames. Lamoureux with a big pass. Over to Barstead. Barstead with a shot. That's patted away. Puck flicked up into the air and off the rafter, so a face-off coming in UMBC territory. So if you blinked, you missed 3 goals, 2 by Liberty, 1 by UMBC. The Freeman and Blomberg on the board, and then Atkinson for UMBC. Let's take a look at the keys for both these teams, guys. Joe, we'll start first with Liberty.
Well, with Liberty, basically what you want to do, sharp passing, something they've been doing all season long. You see those cross-ice passes, especially when Ben Freeman's on the ice. These starters, the top two lines have a lot of experience, and they have great chemistry passing with each other. You got to keep that up. Number two, special teams. They killed off 8 penalties yesterday. They were very successful in that aspect. You want to keep the sharpness on special teams. You don't want to give UMBC any opportunities.
Caleb for UMBC.
Well, we talked to Coach Jeff Pellis before the game. He told us that taking care of their defensive zone is a priority for them today. It has to be with all these high-powered scores. Liberty's got 3 lines that can beat you. If you're caught out of position, you'll give up a handful of opportunities, and it won't matter because the Liberty will capitalize on so many of them. Also, discipline. You don't have very many guys on the bench. Obviously, we mentioned how shorthanded they are, having a couple guys that didn't make the trip. Another guy who went back to his home country overseas. If they want to compete with this team, they can't play the entire game shorthanded. Got to stay out of the box.
And Liberty now will be playing shorthanded. I believe that's Rob Ward going into the box for a 2-minute minor. So UMBC with their first opportunity on the power play. We'll have to see what they make of that.
Liberty's been a pretty disciplined team this year. In terms of penalty minutes, you have Freeman leading it, but he's kind of countered that with scoring 18 goals and putting up 44 assists. So not too much of a concern in terms of guys in the box, and as we said, they didn't give away opportunities even though they had 8 power plays given to Delaware last night.
Sticked away by Epp. UMBC looking to control the puck for these 2 minutes to see if they can knot it back at 2. UMBC passing it around well. Janssen on the puck, moving it over. UMBC taking their time. Shot, that's just wide, wraps around the boards. Poked out in front, over to Bidas. Bidas back to Janssen. That puck deflects off the net. UMBC with a pass out in front. Dangerous one there. Durante looked to get on the other end of that one. Nice stick save there by the Flames, looking to clear it out unsuccessfully. Bidas with it with a shot. Blocked out in front by a Liberty defender. Puck sent back around into UMBC territory. Line change coming for the Flames. Bidas with a long pass that's tipped away by a Flame. Nice work there by Durante to keep it in the zone. Bidas with it now, the shot, that's deflected high. Comes back down to Durante. He'll set it out in front, tipped away by Epp. Barima diving, trying to get that cleared, unable to. Bidas with a shot out in front, rebounded. Durante had a stick on it, but it was poked away by a Flame. Sent back down the ice. 35 seconds left to go in this power play. Line change coming for both teams.
And part of the reason that Liberty's so successful on the penalty kill is because they have so much depth on their team. They're able to roll out another line. Those substitutions, just a fresh set of legs on it just to defend against the power play for UMBC. And UMBC's power play not too bad on the season. They're sporting 32.6%, but Liberty penalty kill 78.7.
Puck caught along the near side. That's poked away out to the middle. That will do it for the power play. UMBC is going to try to push the envelope for one last more shot at it. Instead, they'll get an icing call. Nice job by Liberty, able to clear the power play, and we'll have to reset.
So Liberty coming into this game undefeated in conference play thus far, defeated UMBC back on October 22nd, 7-2 on the road. You had a goal by Barima, our player to watch, and a lot of other players contributing in that one. Epp played the whole game in goal, had 19 saves.
Here comes UMBC. Up the ice is Patrick Leosa. Leosa with a shot, and Epp with the save. And with that, let's send things down to our reporter, Shaq Cook.
I feel the spirit of Michael Buffer, so let's get ready to rumble. Top action coming your way as the number 2 Liberty Flames go head up against the number 11 UMBC Retrievers. Now, after talking with Coach Fritz before the game, he said a win today will boost his team's confidence and also help them in the rankings, but they have to pick up the slack from the previous performance against the Flames. Now for the Flames, they plan to keep the Retrievers on their leash and to continue on with the Liberty tradition. What does that, may you ask? Well, simple, to get a ring by spring.
All right, thank you very much, Shaq Cook. That was
great.
just filled with magic.
Awesome puns, but I love it.
Nice work by Shaq Cook. If you missed it, there was a shot on goal, stopped by UMBC, so we're gonna have a face-off in their territory.
Victor Blomberg back on the ice. Looks like the hand injury is nothing too serious.
Probably just a little ringer there on the wrist. He put a whole lot of power behind that one when he shot it in, and I think he just needed a little bit of time. It was a very emphatic way to come off the ice, though, immediately after scoring a goal.
Barstead misses the pass to Blomberg, but it's tipped over to Shannon. Shannon takes a shot. That's no good. Pass back out to Shannon. He misplays it. He'll have to clear it back around. Line change for UMBC. Here comes UMBC with the puck. Epp will stop it behind his own net. He's got to be careful. Puck out in front, off the net. Jackson Roy will take care of it for the Flames. Cross ice pass. No, instead he'll take it himself. Barstead with it now, passing it over to Roulette. Roulette will go from the near to the far side. Roulette taking it himself. He's got Blomberg to his left. Roulette crossing now into UMBC territory. The defenseman putting in work. That's patted away by two defenders. Docksetter will go chasing for it. He's surrounded by two people in black. Passed out in front of the Jackson Roy. Roy with the shot from the point, tipped away by UMBC. Liberty will go chasing into their own zone. Tipped over to Jackson Roy. Roy deeks over to his left. Now to his right, he's set up against the boards. Nice job by UMBC, a very aggressive UMBC team here early. Freeman with the pass over the Docksetter. Docksetter options to his left, finds Logan. Logan back over to Freeman, just couldn't get a stick on it. UMBC now with the puck. Reber has it stolen away. Docksetter with it now. Flips it up over to Freeman. Nice job there by Knox. He had some company, a couple of Flames looking to poke it home. He falls on it, and a face-off will be coming.
You see the Retrievers kind of fulfilling one of our keys to the game here, which is just taking care of your defensive zone. They're kind of crowding around the net. You see a couple of them really dropping back as they were kind of double, triple teaming Roger Roulette there back on that last possession for Liberty. And we'll just see how well they get around them, but the nice flip there. And that one goes right to Knox, able to jump on it, but they're playing mean. You see the extracurriculars there.
Yeah. Took a nice stick to the back of his leg.
But you know what? That's what you got to do when you play with the big boys of Liberty, one of the best teams in the ACHA as a whole. You got to kind of rough them around a little bit, and you got to show them that you're going to be able to keep up with them, because if you see these teams that come here, a good example was Virginia Tech. They're able to keep last week rather, they were able to keep up with them for a period, but putting in 60 minutes against the Liberty Flames, matching up to their hockey ability, is a very tough thing to do here at the LaHaye Ice Center.
Freeman sends a man against the boards, and they're going to get a stoppage of play here. That was Greg Ziegler being sent into the wall for his troubles. He's slow to get up. Refs might have missed one on that because he was sent in hard, and I don't believe he had the puck, but Ziegler a little dizzy, a little slow to get up there. Let's take another look at that hit sent up against the boards. Caleb right there, a little late. The refs missed that one, but not necessarily high, just didn't have the puck, no possession.
That's a replay for the slash there on Freeman.
Yeah. Puck tipped up high in the air, batted away by Epp. Moved along over to Janssen. Janssen loses it, as well as Gregory. They'll have to dump it back along in the Liberty zone. With it now is Huntington. Huntington will dump it back along. Chasing is Barima. Dumped back along the boards over to Durante. Durante will send it back along. Shannon recovers nicely. Street with it now. He's got options to his left. He'll just choose to wildly clear it along the boards. Ward sends a man into the paint. Puck tipped back along. Street loses it. Out with it now is Atkinson. Shot on goal. Epp pads it away. Flames now with the recovery. He'll dump it back along into a UMBC stick. That's Gregory. He'll dump it back along. Over to Janssen. Janssen with the cross ice pass. Deep pass there for UMBC with an opportunity. Passed out in front over the Bidas. Bidas with a shot. Epp with a nice save.
Epp makes a big save with the glove reaching out, even though there's a screen in front. Big defenseman Richardson was there, as well as some pressure from the Retrievers. He finds the puck through the screen, snatches it out of midair, keeps it a one-goal game.
That's what you're going to need from UMBC. You're going to need them to push hard towards crashing the net and Liberty. They're going to have to throw everything they got at Ep. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and in the last 3 games, they've outscored opponents 34-10. Their 3 leading scores have been absolutely dynamic. A 12-4 win over Virginia Tech, then a 14-1 win over Westchester, and then before that, an 8-5 win over Maryland. So we've seen them put up offensive firepower. The question is, can they do it here at the LaHaye Ice Center?
Freeman with an opportunity to his right and to his left, and he tucks it home.
When you get a goaltender moving, they have to open up their legs. That 5-hole is going to come open at some point if they're going to move and push themselves across. Ben Freeman just makes a quick little move, makes Dylan Knox slide to his right. The 5-hole comes open, and Ben Freeman will slide right through. We'll take a look at it here. Great hustle to poke it by the D. Gets there, gets on alone, he's gonna move. Dylan Knox just can't get the right pad over. He actually overskates it a little bit.
Nice work by Freeman. He got around Alexander Wood. Tucks it away. 3-1 is the score. 6:38 and counting left to go here in this one.
And it's 2-1 Freeman versus UMBC.
Yeah.
He's having a great game.
Puck sent along the boards on the far side. Stolen away by UMBC. Then off of a skate of Johnny Lyons. That's puck sent back around. Reset coming for the Flames. Richardson with it now. Sends it along to the near side. Over to Blomberg. Blomberg with a cross ice pass. Over to Barstead. Barstead with a shot that's just wide. Sent back around. Over to Richardson. Richardson passes it back. Along the boards it goes. Over to Barstead. Barstead with a backhanded pass. Taking his time. Lamoureux to Richardson. Richardson with a shot that's poked wide. Richardson looking to keep it in the zone and does so, but it falls on a UMBC stick. Puck sent along the boards by Bidas. Finds the stick of Richardson, tipped along by Lamoureux, and UMBC now will reset. Line change coming for both teams. Puck sent along the boards by UMBC. Shannon goes chasing for it for the Flames. Liberty with the reset button. Oh, Shannon loses it. Ep's gonna have to sit on it. That's a mistake there by the Flames, but Ep is there to clean it up and a face-off coming.
You've been talking a little bit about Riley Richardson out there on the ice. The defender had his first career, I believe, Liberty goal, or first goal of the season at least, yesterday against Delaware. That means there's only 2 members on this stacked Liberty roster that have not put a puck inside the net this season. That's Caleb Wiesner and Nathan Glick. And if you've been watching the D2 team, guys, Caleb Wiesner has come oh so close. He's just been getting robbed, especially last week.
Last week he had several opportunities where it didn't make sense how he didn't score. He actually had one that we thought hit the back bar, but the officials waved it off, saying it went off the crossbar, and so Caleb Wiesner still remains without a goal.
Barima with the shot, that's deflected away by a UMBC defender. Icing will be the call, so a face-off coming in UMBC territory. Riley Richardson is listed as a freshman, so that if that is the case, that is his first career goal with the Flames.
Just shows that some of these, new contributors can match up with these old ones on this team. This team brings back a lot of players who have a whole lot of experience inside the Liberty hockey program, and between all 3 of the teams here, you got guys like Freeman, Dockstetter, Barima, Barstead, Logan Street, Lamoureux, Ward. I mean, the list goes on, and even Wiesner and Glick, who played up from D3. But some of these new guys coming in, like Riley Richardson, able to contribute very much to the team.
Puck trading hands at center ice. Nobody's able to grab onto it. Finally, UMBC does. Over on the far side, he's got options to his right. He has it stolen away by Logan. Logan over the Freeman. That bounces off his stick. UMBC defender with the puck now. They'll send it back along the center ice. Up to Durante. He'll take it himself. Sticked away. UMBC able to keep it in their zone. They'll wrap it back around the boards. Liberty with it now. It's Freeman. Freeman with a spin move. Sent along the boards once again. Logan with it now. Scoots backwards into the zone. Logan sent along the boards. UMBC pokes it away. Up the ice come the Retrievers. Nice work there by Atkinson. That's sent along the boards. Kept offsides will be the call. Just barely not keeping it in was Janssen. 3:43 left to go in this one.
You saw potential opportunity there by Jean-Luc Durante. He was our player to watch for Maryland-Baltimore County, not because he's necessarily the leader of this offense. He's second on the team in goals and third in points, but because of what he's done recently. He had 4 of them last night. That's a season high for him against Virginia Tech. He's had 2 hat tricks in the last 3 games and 4 on the season. Very impressive, and very much the reason this team has outscored teams in their last 3 games, which have all been wins, I should say, 34-10.
Johnny Lyons trying to make something happen. 2 shots on goal. First one was blocked by a defender. The second one by Epp. Puck scoots along behind the boards. Now over to the far side. Taking it up the ice is Perry. Perry with some great work. Sticks over to his right. Back over to his left. Now passed out in front. He had Wiesner there. Once again, oh so close was Caleb Wiesner.
Matt Perry is extremely quick. That time he uses his speed to generate a scoring opportunity, driving wide, throwing it back to the middle. Caleb Wiesner in the perfect position. Defender knocked his stick down a little bit, just couldn't get a good shot off. Big save by Knox. Still a 2-goal game.
And there we see it again. Caleb Wiesner with another opportunity and just can't make it happen. I think on the team, for D2, it's becoming kind of comical because of all the opportunities that Caleb Wiesner gets, but it shows that he's really trying and that he's really inserting himself into prime scoring opportunities. You see it fed to him right there, so close, but that one's hit right up into the pads and knocks.
Right place, just not enough space there.
Yeah, Bidas makes a good play, making sure he pokes the puck off his stick. Not sure what the delay is here.
And Coach Lowe is not very happy with what's going on. We've got a hand up by the referee. Maybe we're getting a...
That's how he's signaling to the linesman to not drop the puck.
Yeah. I guess he's just having a conversation with Coach Lowe about something that's going on the ice, because other than that, there's nothing else going on. Nobody's been sent to the box. So 3:09 left to go in this one. 3-1 is the score. First goal scored by Ben Freeman off the assist of Dockstetter. Blomberg would make it 2-0. UMBC would then answer with an Atkinson goal. And then off of a penalty kill, Freeman would make it number 2 on the night for him to make the score 3-1. So that's where we sit in this one, as we look like we're about to pick up play here shortly.
Kind of a substitution issue now,
Yeah,
it looks like, or something like that.
Substitution issue or something. They don't want the players that are on the ice currently. I've never really... Can you explain that to me, Caleb? I don't really understand why you send a guy in particular off the ice. They just don't want them for a certain reason, or?
Well, it depends. I mean, obviously you have things like icing where you're not allowed to change, or if you know, in the ACHA,
Right.
if you shoot it out of the, if you shoot it out of play in your own defensive zone.
Now there's only 4 men out on the ice for Liberty, and there's no one in the box.
They're waiting on a 5th player.
Can't seem to decide who it's going to be, though. And I think that's the issue. Something.
So why is there 4 men? Okay, now they're bringing back out Perry, I believe, or Dockstetter, excuse me. No, that is Perry.
It's Perry.
I had it right the first time.
And so the same sort of thing will happen, right? You know, like they'll have hand passes. You'll have different things that'll happen where they have to leave the same guys on the ice. You know, in the first and third period, the home team gets last change.
Right.
So basically where they get to see the players that the other team's going to put out, and then they get to put their players out too. So sometimes if, you know, the road team or the team in the second period, the home team, tries an extra change there after the team that gets the first change gets to change, then, you know, the refs will kind of officiate that and tell them, you have to put this player on the ice and this player on the ice and this player has to be off.
Sure.
Just to make sure things work. So it's that sort of thing. Every once in a while, and it's rare, but every once in a while you'll see an official escort a specific player off.
I guess that's more my what I'm asking here, is there really didn't seem to be a reason for why that was happening to be the case. I mean, there was the stop made, and then, you know, they just basically said, no, we don't want X, Y, and Z out on the ice.
It's rare, and normally if they do it, they'll make both teams do a full change, right? They'll take all 10 players and just reset. We saw it happen one time actually last night in the D1 game. Most time, if it's one specific player who says something stupid or uses an, you know, gives an extra slash behind the play, they'll just put him in the box, right? I mean, that's how hockey works. So for the most part, it must have been, you know, where on that play there was some reason that they didn't want to allow the teams to change, and so they were just making sure that the teams didn't get that opportunity.
Out in front, a shot there by UMBC. And Durante went down holding his leg, but he's back up now. We'll fight for the puck sent along the boards is Durante. A couple of players there. One player goes down from the Flames. That's Tim Marima. Oh, he gets sent to the boards hard. Head shoved first. Big pass down the ice. He was looking for Street there. Street will go chasing.
Returns the favor.
Yeah, returns the favor. Both teams have to be careful here. Up the ice come UMBC. Atkinson with a shot. That's gloved away. Fighting for it in the corner now. Both teams sent along the boards. UMBC forced to reset. Bidas with the puck. Bidas with some fancy stick work there. It moves to his right. Options to his left. Passing it out in front. Epp will sit on it. And a face-off coming.
And you could see some physicality here in this game, especially by a UMBC team who's really been on the up and up with the 3-game winning streak, sitting at 7-10 on the year and 3-5 on the road, really looking to insert themselves back into the conversation, at least for UMBC contention. They're sitting 4th in the South Conference, and we're kind of fading away there. Nevertheless, they're 17th in South region play, and they can still really have a chance. A quality win against Liberty, score or no score, would still do wonders for the computer rankings.
Puck sent along the boards on the near side. Now passed over, attempted to pass over to the far side. Chasing goes Dockstetter, following the UMBC defender around. Here comes UMBC up the ice. It's Johnny Lyons with it now with a shot patted away by Epps. Left dangerously out in front. Epp, excuse me. Freeman with it now. Options to his right over to Danny Logan. Logan forced to take a stop. Over the Dockstetter. Dockstetter with a pass out in front. He was looking for Freeman. Instead it falls on the stick of Jackson Roy. Dockstetter sends it along the boards over to Logan. Logan with options, passing it over to Roy. Roy with the shot from the point, finds the back of the net. Jackson Roy makes it 4-1.
That's just the 3rd goal of the year for Jackson Roy. From the point, coming out of his stance there, and just like the earlier shot we saw by Atkinson on UMBC, you just fire away and sometimes good things will happen, and that was just a center shot. Just takes it and rips it there. As you see, it goes past 1, 2, 3 UMBC defenders and right past the goalie.
I don't think Knox ever saw that coming. May have even taken the deflection off one of the defenders. Not 100% sure on that one, but nevertheless, finding the back of the net is Jackson Roy. 4-1 is the score. Less than a minute left to play to go in this one. Liberty leading. You thought UMBC might creep their way back into one with the Atkinson goal, but Liberty has put their foot down, scoring 2 more after that. UMBC has the work to do with 40 minutes left to go.
They have a lot of playmakers, but they don't have a lot of depth, and that's really what kills them. They have 4 of their top scorers, Edwards, Atkinson, Durante, and Johnson, who really lead the scoring for UMBC, but it drops off majorly after that. Liberty has multiple contributors, and we've already seen a couple of secondary scorers tonight, one of them being Roy.
Pass over to Blomberg. Blomberg finds Barstead. Barstead with a pass out in front. He was looking for Lamoureux. Nice job by UMBC to hold him down.
Good defense by Bidas on the back door, making sure that Lamoureux couldn't get to that pass across.
A face-off coming with 4.9 left to go in the period. Face-off one by the Flames, but the puck's poked away, and that will do it for the end of the first period. Liberty with 2 goals early. UMBC would answer with an Atkinson goal to make it 2-1, and then Freeman and Roy put them right back in the driver's seat. That's where it stands right now. 1 penalty for Liberty. I believe that was it.
Yep.
So this one, it's gone about the way we would think it would, guys.
Yeah, it really has, and just kind of been another one for Liberty where they're just, you know, going out there, putting in work day in and day out. And sometimes the greatest example of how a good team can be great is what they do on the, you know, the day-to-day grind. And I would say that this is one of those day-to-day grind games for Liberty. And
with that, let's send things down the shack. Who's with Coach Fritz of UMBC.
Coach, before the game, you said that your team will have to pick up the slack from the previous matchup if they plan to win. What does that consist of?
A lot of it consists of back pressure in our own defensive zone. I mean, in the first period, we gave up 4 goals there. A lot of that just due to defensive breakdowns. You know, I thought we did a good job in the first period of getting pucks deep in their end, but we're not taking care of our own zone, and that was a big problem. You got a couple guys in their team that are being really effective running the slot, and, you know, they're not dropping pucks back and just burying them on us. That last goal, we had 3 guys that screened our goaltender, and that's what happened. So we got to do a better job in our own zone.
And Coach, 2 of your players right now are ranked in the top 20 for lead scorers. What type of leadership will they have to conduct in order to seal the deal?
I mean, leadership's important. I mean, we got to pick ourselves up where we left off. Like I said, a lot of it right now is just bearing our chances. We're having some opportunities, but we're just not putting the puck in the net, and they are. I thought we actually outshot that team actually in the first period, but you know, they got put in 4, we only put in 1, so we got to pick ourselves up and keep going, and it starts from our own end. But you know, a big thing, I think we're doing a good job of getting pucks deep in their zone and making them play a good 200-foot game. If we got to force them to go 200 feet, it's going to be very important, and it's going to struggle for their offense.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Not a problem.
All right, thank you very much, Shaq. So 4-1 is the score. Plenty of shots from both teams. A lot of physical play from both teams. We'll have to see what happens. 40 minutes left to go in this one. Liberty leads 4-1. We'll be back. Everyone, Adam Fornwalt alongside Caleb Fitzpatrick and Joe Mixie. 4-1 is the score. Liberty leads UMBC. Liberty got out to an early start. UMBC crept back into it, and then Liberty put their foot down at the end of the first. So we'll have to see this one. Caleb, let's talk about some of the goals we saw in this period.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some early ones. This one right here, Devin Docksetter intercepts a pass, and without even thinking, puts it right on the tape to his fellow Wonder Twin, Ben Freeman, who finishes on it. There's Victor Blomberg after receiving a sweet stretch pass, makes a sweet move in front of the net, forehand, backhand, top shelf. Nothing Knox could do. There's Ben Freeman fighting through a check by the defenseman. He finds a way to make a nice move and put it through the 5-hole of Knox. In a minute here, we'll take a look at the UMBC goal. This is after Jackson Roy's shot. Seeing eye shot, snuck through.
A nice shot from Roy as well. Just tucked it back home there. So good work from Liberty early thus far. UMBC, like you said, with the 1 goal from Atkinson. Kind of a tricky goal from Atkinson.
Yeah, a quick release from the top of the circles. Just caught Jarrett Epp back on his heels. Got him up over the glove.
And Joe, while there have been a lot of goals in this one, there's also been plenty of physical play.
Yeah, you know, things have started to boil up a little bit. You see UMBC trying to play the tough guy here. They're really trying to make it hard for Liberty to come in and run their offense, and they did a little bit of that, a couple of pushes and shoves right after the whistle there. As you see, Ben Freeman took a slash, and then he repaid it with a hard hit there. And then you see the puck getting frozen up against the boards and a lot of pushing and shoving in that aspect. I would assume that it would, you know, keep going on, and you could see some significant penalties. It should be of note that last time these two teams played, there was a 15-minute game misconduct given to Colin Edwards, the leading scorer for UMBC, up in Baltimore the last time they played. So there is a little bit of a history this season, but you like physical hockey nevertheless.
Yeah, there's a little bit of history between both teams, and we're also joined by a 4th member for the rest of our periods, Rhett McGibbon. Technically, actually, he's our 6th member. Fifth member.
Put him after Shaq.
2 though, guys, so that's all right.
There
We can do that
he
kind of.
There's Rhett. All right, so 4 voices coming at you. We'll have Shaq join us later on in this second period. Plenty of analysis going on in the final 40 minutes of play. D-to-D pass, Huntington over to Richardson. Or Shannon, excuse me. Shannon will send it back along over to Barima. Barima over the Street. Street with a high pass over to Ward. Cross ice. Ward with it now, over to his right. Passing it out in front, he's looking for Barima, also in Street there. Street sends it back over to Barima, now to Ward. Ward over to Shannon. Shannon with a shot, that's deflected. UMBC will go chasing. Shannon beats him to it, dumps it back along. Reset button pushed by UMBC. Dangerous pass, almost hit the side of the net there. Janssen will scoop it up over on the near side. Tipped in the middle, Street finds it. Passing it back, finds a stick of Janssen, now back to Street. Neither team wants to take control of it. Here comes Liberty. Logan with the pass, he was looking for Ward. That was deflected away. Sent back along the boards, over to Huntington. Huntington crosses, big pass over to Logan, just able to get a stick on it. Docksetter fighting for it now, passing it back over. Huntington sends it down to the middle over the Docksetter. Now back over to Shannon. Losing it at center ice are the Flames. UMBC will elect to send it back down along the boards. Durante with the clearance. Back over the Dockstetter. Dockstetter loses it. Puck tipped up in the air. Batted back down by Shannon. UMBC able to hold on to it. Shannon with a big swing and a miss. Puck sent back down by Leosa. Stolen away by Liberty. Here come the Flames. Dockstetter with it. Over to his left. Oh, Ben Freeman looking for an opportunity there. Just goes off of his stick. Shot by UMBC. That's wide. Patrick Leosa with the shot there. UMBC and Liberty trading possession at center ice. Dockstetter fighting for it now as Options. Oh, big hit to Roulette, and it's going to be a penalty on UMBC.
Ryan Atkinson delivered an elbow to the back of the head of Roger Roulette in the middle of the ice.
Yeah, guys, Roger Roulette on that one. Didn't see the hit coming at all. He had his back turned, obviously trying to protect the puck from the oncoming forechecker. Took it right in the numbers, and they're going to go to the power plays we see here. Another great thing Liberty's done so far, taking away time and space on the forecheck. The breakout for UMBC is struggling right now just because there's nowhere to pass it to.
See Roulette down there in some discomfort. So a 5-on-4 opportunity for the Flames. They've been very solid on the power play this year. 37.6% conversion rate is up there among the best. Crossing to his out in center, went to his right first. That was Colin Edwards. He's taken down to the penalty coming, I believe. That's going to go against UMBC. Yes, it is. Colin Edwards.
2 minutes for slashing, and he just gave him misconduct on top of it.
Yeah, he's pretty frustrated, fellas. Just screaming at the official from 50 feet, and you saw the linesman there having to get a piece of him. They're still trying to calm him down, but a big loss for UMBC here going to the kill.
Well, Joe, as we mentioned, I believe he was the one with the 15-minute, and he's gone. He is gone.
Yeah, you know, and Huntington right in front of me just came over to their bench and said, you guys need to calm him down. He's going to get tossed out, and sure enough, 2 seconds later, boom, he's gone.
That's their leading scorer. We've already talked about their short bench. They don't have enough guys. They can't be losing guys to the locker room like this.
Colin Edwards just struggling to keep himself together. Twice now in games against Liberty, he's been sent off the ice. So that will do it for him. UMBC already shorthanded, down now another player.
Even on the first power play, I was going to go off, and they almost proved me wrong. I said you really can't take any of these opportunities. You have absolutely no grounds to put a man in the box and have to kill off a penalty down by 3. But now Edwards has gone the leading scorer. And if you got a guy that's supposed to perform for your team, supposed to be a leader, because that's what leading scorers are. They're supposed to be leaders on and off the ice, and Edwards obviously can't do that. And that really cripples his team even more as they have to send another one to the box. They're going to be short a man, another one.
So as a result, Ryan Atkinson will go into the box, another guy you don't want to lose. 5-on-3 opportunity for the Flames. Passing out in front of the Logan. Logan back over to Dockstetter. Taking their time are the Flames. They have plenty of it. That's an easy goal there for Liberty.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah, you had to know it was coming.
Bremer just posted up on the doorstep, basically just had his stick playing it down and just laid a nice target, and they made no mistake. It was a tap-in goal for him.
So we'll now be 5-on-4 for the Flames as they put one in the back of the net. Let's take another look at that replay, Caleb.
Yeah, there's the puck movement. Nice puck movement on the power play. Dockstetter just finds Barima in front of the net. Like Rhett said, he's kind of planted his feet, set himself up in front. Great pass from Robert Ward to find Dockstetter on the back door to begin with. But now it's 5-1. Liberty's got a 4-goal lead.
UMBC with a player down now.
I'd have to think Dockstetter's going to be going off for this. He gave him just a slight touch in the back before he went to the boards, and he went down awkwardly. It looked like he twisted his knee perhaps from this angle. Referee talking to him, make sure he's okay. Knocked his head as well along the board, so I think the official just trying to make sure he's conscious and knows where he's at.
It's Spencer Reber who's feeling the after effects of that hit. He'll skate off under his own power. Liberty's gotten away with a couple of them tonight. Let's take another look at the replay. Here comes Dockstetter, and he gives him a little bit of a touch, and into the boards he goes. No one sent to the box for Liberty. They will stay on the 5-on-4 power play.
Flames may have got away with one there. Like Rhett mentioned, just a little shove from Dockstetter.
Four guys out on the ice for UMBC, one in the box. You have 5 skaters on the bench and a goalie. This is a shorthanded team. They're fighting though. They certainly are fighting. They're not giving in. This score 5-1 is about where Delaware was yesterday. Liberty with it now. Dockstetter takes the shot, loses the puck. UMBC will clear. Puck scoots back down the Ep. Logan's gonna have to chase it down. He gets thrown into the boards. Like he just kind of tripped and fell a little bit there. Here comes Rob Ward with it now. Skates over to his right. He's got options on both sides. Pass it to his left. Shot tipped away. Freeman there was looking for the back of the net.
Look how much fight this team has. You saw Ryan Atkinson chase after the puck there all the way on the other side. He's just working as hard as he can tonight. He's got a goal, a penalty, and just trying to contribute as much as he can really on the team. Any way he can in the shorthanded Retriever squad.
Ward with it now over to Logan. Logan with the shot. That's deflected. Dockstetter with the rebound.
Burima and Gregory tied up in front.
They're fighting back and forth. We're going to get a penalty here.
Gregory.
And it's going to go on Gregory.
Burima, one of those guys you have to have on your team to win a national championship. And so far this weekend, he's been dummied from behind yesterday in a game. Then today, he took a shot when I first walked in from behind the head into the glass, and then there on the power play takes 2 cross checks from behind. He's just paying the price, doing the little things right, and his team 5-on-3 again. So watch for him here to capitalize. You just can't keep giving these power plays to the Flames. They're so lethal.
And now you just have penalty kill after penalty kill after penalty kill, and the Flames are just going to sit back and just watch the time roll off the clock at this point.
Lamoureux with it now over to Barstead. Barstead now back to Lamoureux. Flames taking their time. Lamoureux has his pass deflected off the skate. Not able to save it is Barstead. That puck will go down towards Liberty's zone. 5-on-4 now. Liberty unable to score on the short 5-on-3. Puck sent along the boards. Scooping it up are the Flames. That's Heisey out there along with Huntington, Lamoureux, and Roy. Getting the action now is Barstead. Barstead with an errant pass. UMBC trying to make something of it. Puck stolen away by the Flames. That was Johnny Lyons putting out the effort there for the Retrievers. Lamoureux, nice stick work. Sends it back along the boards over to Barstead. Barstead over to Roy. Roy to Huntington. D-to-D pass to Roy. Sending it back along the boards. Barstead with it now behind the net. Over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux, Roy. Roy with the shot, patted away. Nice work there by Knox. Here comes UMBC. Opportunity if they hurry. Johnny Lyons, pass it back over, a shot, that's patted away.
Atkins just missed the net, had the top corner, there was room up top.
Nice work there by Ryan Atkinson. He's certainly going to be a guy for the Retrievers look to for the rest of this game. Dockstetter with it now, back over to Freeman. Freeman with a fancy move. Oh, what a pass over to Lamoureux. Tucks it home. 6-1 is the score. Very similar to what we saw yesterday. The passing from this Flames team is unbelievable at times.
We already saw a goal from Freeman, and now he gets the assist. And here's what I'm wondering, Red, I want your opinion on this. We already saw Freeman return the favor from a slash with a hard hit over there on the far side of the boards. He's got a goal, he's got an assist. Will he go for the Gordie Howe hat trick and get the fight as well?
No, he won't be doing that tonight. You know, you're right in the stretch run here. You got some important games coming up next weekend, so no, I'm afraid not. I don't think he'll be going for the Gordie Howe hat trick, as he shouldn't when you're up 6-1.
Both teams now at even strength. Natowski out on the ice for the Flames, dumping it back along. Dockstetter misplays it. Logan chasing now. Dockstetter as well. He'll retrieve the puck. Up the ice comes UMBC. Chasing for it now is Reber. That puck was guided back along the boards over the Dockstetter. Dockstetter flips it up high. Drops down into the net of Freeman. Freeman with options to his right. Logan skates by. Freeman tangled up. Nice job there by UMBC. Puck sent high against the glass. Dips back along for it is Wood. Poking it away are the Flames. Now it's stolen back.
Devin Doxter with that long reach. He stands up so tall, and he feels like he can pick your pocket from a mile away.
Up the ice come the Flames. Freeman backhanded pass to Doxter, tipped away. Barima with the shot. Puck dangles out in front, and no goal.
That wasn't in.
Close.
Barima lifted his hands up, but it was sitting right there on the goal line beside the post.
Couldn't get the angle quite there on that one. Barima doing his best. LeBron James trying to sell something out there on the ice, but no go there.
Wow, a little slight to LeBron James from Adam there.
I think Devin Doxter does take a hit better than LeBron James.
Certainly if you saw the one last week.
Yeah, Huntington with the puck now, over to Barima. Barima back out in front with a tip. Nice work there from Rob Ward, but a better save by Knox. Just gets the glove up there, sends it back out in play. Street fighting for it with a number of retrievers around him. Rob Ward with the puck now, sends it back out. That's misguided by Shannon. Liberty's got to skate out of the zone. UMBC trying to get some offense going. That puck goes high off the stick of Huntington. It was Durante trying to make something of it. Nice work by Huntington. Ward to his right. They're going to call offsides there. Let's take another look at the replay.
There's that shot from Barima. Just trickles down, save, rebound. Barima tries to poke it. Knox gets the pad in front of it. It sits there right by the post. Doxter can't poke it in. No goal.
Barima
oh, so close.
Trying to win an Emmy with that performance.
Yeah.
Puck now with UMBC. Stolen away by the Flames. Roulette circles back over to Heisey. That goes off his skate. That'll come back in. And icing will be the call. And guys, I don't necessarily think that the defense from UMBC has been particularly poor. And I don't think their scoring opportunities have been bad either. It's just that middle transition period. If they're able to get that puck into the final third, they've had a couple of opportunities. It's just that transition. Liberty has just shut them down.
I think actually UMBC in the first period did a great job of breaking it out, getting the puck in deep, making sure their sticks were the passing lane in the neutral zone. That's why I thought they controlled the pace. Now, towards the end of the first period and here in the second period, they've really backed off. The intensity hasn't been there. They've committed a couple stupid penalties, given Liberty opportunities on the power play, opportunities on which Liberty's capitalized, and now they're down 6-1. So in a game where, as Coach Fritz talked about during the intermission, a game where he felt like they were playing with, if not better than their opponent, UMBC is now down 5 goals because they committed a couple dumb penalties here in the second period.
Both teams fighting for it at center ice on the far side. Roy had the long escape, but then it was stolen away by Barstead. Here comes Barstead. Options to his right, passing it over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux has its stick taken up. Puck bounces along now to Huntington. Huntington will dump it back along over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux over to Barstead. Barstead pokes it back along over to Heisey. Heisey circles. Heisey sent him to the boards. Now it's poked back down to Huntington. Huntington with a shot. That's off the skate of Lamoureux. Goes wide. Shannon dumps it back along to Lamoureux. Flames controlling possession in this one. UMBC now with an opportunity. Here they come. Atkinson with it. Flips it up in the air. Oh, and around the defender. Nice work by Epp to hold his post. Great move there by Ryan Atkinson. At this point, why not?
Some nice skill being shown there by Atkinson. Rarely do you see the puck pop and then you bat it around the defenseman, but Huntington tried to stick with his man, but that was a nice little move, and Atkinson had tons of speed and was able to accomplish his feat.
Take a look at it here. Tries the puck pop, gets around him, kind of runs out of room. That handles the bad angle shot with ease.
That's some great handling there by Atkinson, kind of showing off what he can do. And he's kind of been sticking out among UMBC as a guy who's going to fight, through and through to try to get his team to the best possible position.
Over the Doxter, that's a nice save there by Knox.
It's one thing about the Liberty offense that just amazes me, and the fact is they always have a guy in the back door when they have possession in the zone. So you always have to watch out for that threat, and it kind of sticks the defenseman in front of the goal. He has to stay right there, so it allows two guys to cycle. other thing is they always have a trailer. No matter what, they have a trailer that doesn't seem to be covered, and they get off a quality shooting opportunity.
Liberty fighting for the puck in UMBC zone. Toon fighting forward as well as Wiesner. Puck sent along the board. UMBC will poke it clear. Roulette with it now, dumping it along. Liberty with possession. Jackson Roy backhanding it back into the zone. UMBC will look to clear and do so. Puck trading hands at center ice. Off the skate of Toon. Lands on the stick of Wiesner. Batted up in the air. Wiesner sticks it down. Skating through the zone there was Perry, I believe. He couldn't get a stick on it. Now Perry will retrieve it once again. Perry backhands it over to Huntington. Huntington resets, shot on goal, that's just wide. Street there streaking in on net, but couldn't get a stick on it either. Liberty doing a nice job of fighting behind the zone. UMBC just unable to stop this Flames offense. Puck tipped out in front, he was looking for Street there was Huntington. Sent back around the boards, UMBC fighting for it. Here comes Atkinson, loses the puck, it stays at the center ice. Atkinson reclaims it, now he'll take it himself. He'll go 1-on-4, skates around one guy, passing it over. He's looking for Lyons there, Lyons with it now. Lyons with a shot, that goes high up into the air. Bounces down out in front, Lyons passing it back over. Bidas takes a spill, passed along over to the far side. UMBC with an errant pass, Ward to Street. Street has Shannon to his right. Nice job there by the retriever defense. Out in front, pass to Ward. Ward unable to get a clean stick on it. There comes UMBC up the ice. Lions with it, passing it over. Shot taken off the sweater. Shot out in front once again, taken down as a UMBC forward. We're going to get a stoppage of play here.
A lot of back and forth by either team there. You saw a great move there by Huntington to stick a stick out right at the end and prevent UMBC from taking the shot there. And it's just, you know, being able to track where the puck's going to go and just reacting to it at the right time. And Liberty's got that down pat this season.
Patrick Leosa with the initial attempt and then taken down for his troubles. Face-off won by UMBC. Big slap shot. That goes wide. Recovered by the Flames. Here comes Barstead up the ice. Heisey misplays the pass. He's unable to hold on to it. UMBC now with the puck. Off the skate of a Liberty defender. Up the ice comes UMBC, but they are stopped on an offsides call. So a face-off coming. That was Spencer Reber.
You see how UMBC's skating, and you think, you know, they're really competitive out there. They really have the skill, and I think some of them do, but it goes down to, you know, having the depth and playing 60 minutes of hockey, and they haven't been able to do those two things, and they're not going to be. But still a solid team nevertheless. If you give them a chance, they're one of those teams that if they can connect and get hot at the right time with what they have, they can kind of have a nice ending to their season wherever it may be, or try to make something go with the opportunities that they have game-wise.
I just think they don't have enough players. Like you said, it's the depth. That's the biggest issue. You give them a third or, you know, even a fourth line and another set of defenders, I think they'd be defensemen. I think they'd be in a lot better position than they are now. They have to deal with what they have. They have a couple of really nice players on this team. They just, you know, it's hard to play with 13, 14 guys.
If they had that right now, there's only 5 on the bench. They're playing with 10, 2 lines this whole game.
I'd undress the backup goalie at this point. See what you got.
He's a big boy too. He's like 6'7" at least.
Yeah, Sean Brown, number 30. He was recently signed onto the team.
Did you get a little signing bonus?
Not signed, you know what I mean, Rhett.
Yeah, we talk about the difference of this UMBC team, the first period to the second period. You got to think fatigue has something to do with that. Playing 2 lines against a team that's got 3 first lines, essentially. That can be exhausting.
UMBC controlling the puck, sent along the boards. Freeman will dump it back in over the Logan. Doc center to his right. Freeman will take it himself with a shot. That's high and wide. Huntington with it now. Back over to Freeman. Freeman with the long pass. Shot out in front, nice save by Knox.
I'll tell you, these offensive lines out here are really getting a kind of a crash course in protecting the defensive zone for Liberty. If they hadn't done it all this year, they're definitely doing it now. UMBC has no choice but to drop everybody back and just try to track where the puck is. And they're doing a good job. They're really restricting. I mean, you think of how many shots Liberty's probably taken on the net. They could be up 20-1 in this period because of just how forceful they've been on defense. And there's nothing you can do but try to protect your zone. That's what the Retrievers have done. They've been somewhat successful in the second period.
Long pass by UMBC, an opportunity for them. Nice work by the Flames defense, though. UMBC able to keep it in the zone. Dumping it back along the boards over the Durante. Durante out in front with the pass. Epp kind of just found it in his pads.
That was a big stop by him. He was cheating off that post, and he just was able to get it with the arm and then was able to suck it into his 5-hole area and hold on to it.
5:42 left to go in this one. 6-1 is the score.
It's just unbelievable to see at the stoppage of play there. 5 guys all on the bench get up, walk away, and then 5 that were on the ice just come and sit down. And it's just, you feel for these guys, but they're out there giving their hearts.
Ryan Atkinson has been busting his butt up and down the ice, and you saw him with the shot there, just casually falls into the pads of Epp. Flames with the puck over on the far side. Perry dishes it back, looking for a long pass. Was Roulette, he'll take it himself, circling back around. Roulette patiently taking his time, bounces over the Toon. Toon misplays it. And UMBC would have been called for offsides there, so the Flames catch a break. That was Patrick Leosa with the hustle play. Passed over to Jackson Roy. Roy with it now. Nice job by UMBC. Pass down to center ice. Roulette pokes the stick out, tucks it back along. Roulette resetting for the Flames. Goes to his left, now to his right. Up the ice is Perry. Roulette will take it himself. Dumps it back along. Line change coming for the Flames. Wiesner skating down, trying to go for the puck. Nice job by Barima chasing it down now. That goes up into the air. UMBC will look to clear, and they will do so. Shannon with it now. Cross ice past the Street. Street over the Ward. Ward has Barima out in front of the net. Ward will take it himself. Ward with the shot, finds the corner. 7-1.
Quick release from Rob Ward. Something shooters can do to really throw off goaltenders is to adjust the angle of the shot right at the last second. Ward with that little mini toe drag right around Sean Gregory. Knox couldn't see it. Next thing he knows, it's right over his stick side shoulder, and it's a 7-1 lead for Liberty. We'll take a look at it here. Here Ward skates in the middle. You see Gregory step up. There's the adjustment on the angle. Quick release, nothing Dylan Knox can do.
You saw Sean Gregory relax just a little bit there, Joe, and Rob Ward took the opportunity.
Yeah, for Knox, if he had a water bottle behind him, it would have just flown up. Jake Patterson calls that the Adam Fornwald special because of how much you like to see that.
Top net is the best net.
But
I make no bones about it.
Went right up there to the top, and another center shot coming. We saw one from Roy, and now Ward takes his and gets it in the net.
Barima will be heading to the box. He dumped Alex Bidas down on the ice. Excuse me, that was Johnny Lyons he dumped down there on the ice. So Barima goes to the box for 2. UMBC will have an opportunity here on the power play. I mentioned the numbers for Liberty on the power play. UMBC not too bad themselves, 32%, so about 1 out of every 3 they're putting home. They're going to need one here. 5-on-4 opportunity. Flames with a strong, decent penalty kill, 78%. I think they'd like to see that improve in the next couple of weeks. They did a nice job yesterday, as I mentioned. University of Delaware 0 for 8 when it came to their power plays. Big pass from the Retrievers, goes off the stick of Durante. Chasing is Lamoureux, he's taken down. Durante able to hold on to it. Pass dumped back along, Retrievers looking for an opportunity. Nice work there. I believe that was Johnny Lyons. Shot off the boards, bounces off the net. Lamoureux with it now, he'll send it back. UMBC forced the reset.
We've seen Johnny Lyons around the net a lot tonight, calling his name so often when the Retrievers are generating offensive opportunities. Playing with a lot of intensity.
It's a nice little hustle player for UMBC. 7 goals and an assist on the year. Definitely a nice player to have. He's probably playing on that second line that they have.
Retrievers commit the cardinal sin, icing on the power play.
Can't do it. Face-off coming in Retriever territory. Neither team really won the face-off on that. Eventually, UMBC will poke it away. Janssen with the pass up the ice. Johnny Lyons poking it back along the boards. Jackson Roy will retrieve it. He gets dumped for his problems. Puck stays in UMBC possession. Ryan Atkinson with it now. Options all around him. He'll take it himself. Atkinson with a nice pass over to Lyons. Lyons with the shot off the skate of Roy. Roy will power that back around the boards. UMBC pushes the reset. Line change coming for both teams. Roy skating off the ice gingerly. He took a shot to his foot, and I guess adrenaline had him just pump that puck out of the zone.
Yeah, he's got bees in his boot right now. He's feeling it.
Liberty poking it away once more. 10 seconds left to go. UMBC will try for one more push. Big up ice pass. Stolen away by Liberty. Dockstetter with it now. He'll take a shot. That's sticked away, or might have caught between the legs of Janssen.
That was full shin.
Misplayed pass from Richardson. He'll have to recover. Puck dumped along the boards. Number of players here to the near side. Eventually it falls on UMBC stick. They will elect to clear. Richardson with it now. Up the center ice he comes. Pass up forward to Logan. Nice work there. Oh, what a play. Danny Logan.
What an end-to-end rush by number, was it 47 this year? I want to call him 74.
47. Danny Logan takes it himself all the way and finds the back of the net.
That's just his reach right there. He gets around the defenseman, protects it so nicely, then takes it from his backhand to his forehand. Once again, the reach. Goaltender, so difficult to get there in time, and places it just inside the crossbar, or pardon me, the post, that is.
Logan with the mean drag out in front and tucks it away on the far side. 8-1 is the score. 1:30 left to go here in the second period. Liberty with the pass now up to Ward. Ward has it stolen away. Here comes Johnny Lyons with it now. Lyons with a couple options. He'll take it himself. Shannon deflects it. Lyons with the shot. It's taken by Epp. I think another small issue that I'm seeing with the Retrievers is I think they're so used to having to take it one-on-one a lot of times when they're normally on offense. And you see when they actually get guys down there, they're not using the resources that are around them. They're kind of still playing that one-on however many defenders there are for Liberty at the time. And I think they need to kind of spread the wealth a little bit. Retrievers with the puck now. Wood with the shot, patted away. Here comes Dockstetter. Options to either side. He'll dump it along to Freeman. Freeman dishes it back to Dockstetter. Shot out in front, tipped away by Logan. That goes to the left of Knox. Logan passing it back over to Freeman. Freeman back now. Errant pass by Shannon, stolen away by UMBC. Here comes Atkinson. We know what he can do. He's taken down. They're going to call a trip on Logan. UMBC will once again be on the power play.
I think that's a good call there. Logan just comes in from the back and Atkinson able to go down, and you want to make sure that they're fair. And for UMBC, you want to make sure that you take full control of your opportunities here. This is now the third time that you have a power play, and we had 8 yesterday that Liberty killed off, so we know they're pretty keen on it. As we see it again, yep, just gets tangled in there in between the skates. And that'll send Logan off, so they'll finish the second period on a power play, and if they can move faster, they might be able to catch Liberty off guard.
So Logan goes from the back of the net to the box. For 2 minutes here for Liberty. Number of Retrievers fighting for it now. A sole Liberty player caught in the middle of it. He's just holding it along the boards, being shoved now. Barstead will send it all the way back down. We'll have one more opportunity here for UMBC before the period ends. Chasing for it is Barima. He's taken down as well. UMBC will elect to send it along the boards. That will fall to the stick of Barstead, and that will do it. So Liberty with 4 goals in the first, and they matched that output with 4 more in the second period. 8-1 is where it stands.
They just keep going along doing what they're doing here. You just see them have more opportunities, convert on those opportunities. See Barima put one in, Lamoureux helping out, Ward and then Logan doing it all themselves. And really just another day at the office, I think, for Liberty.
You have to think the fatigue is getting to these golden retrievers. Excuse me, to the retrievers, I guess. They're not the golden retrievers, they just wear gold. But they only have 2 lines out there, and they're playing against a team that, you know, they're, like I said, they're 3 lines deep. They have 3 first lines, 3 lines that would be the #1 line on most teams in ACHA D2. So there's so many different ways they can beat you. And to skate with them for 60 minutes with so many less guys, far less guys, it's just exhausting. I don't know how else to put it.
Got to give credit, though, to the UMBC coaching staff. It's not like they're just giving up. Like, it's easy at this point when you have 2 lines just to not, you know, pour into your players and talk to them. But they are continually educating their guys, placement, talking about, hey, positioning, what you should do here and there. So give them credit. They're staying focused with their group. And as soon as the coaching staff kind of gives that notion that, like, guys, we're not going to win this game, everything falls apart. But they're staying engaged, and so are the players.
And with that, let's send things down to Shaq Cook with head coach of Liberty Flames, Chris Lowe's.
Coach, in the words of President Trump, you guys are winning and winning big. What is your message to your team to prevent them from being comfortable and complacent going into the 3rd period?
Yeah, I feel like this game's just been kind of going through the motions a little bit, and I'm not sure why we lack the energy, and they got a short bench too. And but you know, our message all year is we're kind of playing against ourselves. So we've got to win. We've got to win a lot of games big based on where we're ranked to try to stay where we're at or potentially advance to a #1 spot. But we're just playing against ourselves, trying to play against our game and get to where we want to be. And we know big games are coming and big moments. So as much as we can, I know our guys are getting sick of hearing it. We're trying to find ways to stay motivated and just continue to get better.
Now, speaking of rankings, you guys are currently ranked #2. And you said before the game that you guys have a target on your back, that teams come in, give you their best shot, and then become slack going into the rest of the season. How does that feel to have such a target on your back?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. We've had other teams in the past when we've played Florida and they've been a perennial #1. We always got amped up for it and excited. So I get the feeling that other teams do that. This is a game with us is marked on their calendar, and it's a chance for them to impress the computer ranking. So we've seen that, and we've done our best to kind of quell that. And it's important that we come out quick and try to impose our will and take some of their life out of them. We did that today.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Shaq. Something interesting to note, Victor Blomberg now in street clothes. He will not play for the rest of this game. So, Caleb, I think Coach Lowe's really hit it nail on the head. A little bit of lackadaisical, you know, kind of just not the energy that you expect them to have.
Yeah, you gotta love Chris Lowe's attitude. 8-1 lead, still not satisfied with how his team's playing. There's a whole other level that this Liberty team can go to. They should be up by more than 7 goals, believe it or not. This team is so much better than the team they're playing today.
8-1 is the score. Liberty leads UMBC. We will be back. 20 minutes left in this one. Stay locked here with us. Back at the LaHaye Ice Center, 3rd period action, just over a minute away. 8-1 is the score. Liberty leads UMBC. Adam Fornwalt alongside Kayla Fitzpatrick, Joe Mixie, and Rhett McGibbon. Guys, let's take a look at some of the highlights from Ryan Atkinson. He's really stood out among the players for the Retrievers.
Quick shot there from the top of the circles, just a beauty. Catches Jarrett Epp a little bit off guard. Here's a shot later on in the period, same kind of look. He's just really been all over the ice. There's the big hit he laid on Roger Roulette. Here's this nice move where he pops the puck around the defender, kind of runs out of room, and not really able to generate a real scoring opportunity there, but you see another one in front of the net. Just a player who's been all over the ice today, creating opportunities for the Retrievers left and right, and really, you know, creating some excitement for his team.
Joe, just the guy that just really doesn't get enough credit, I think, Ryan Atkinson.
Well, I think tonight, if you've been watching this game, all 40 minutes of it that we had so far, you could really say that he's kind of been the leader for UMBC. There's one guy that's kind of been all over the place. He's been on the defensive end. He's made some moves on offense, and he's able to score the only goal for UMBC. That's kind of been him. But for physicality, we talked about it in the first period. It's kind of up the ante in the second period. Now we have the ejection there by Edwards coming, and you know, a couple of more little squalls there by players, little skirmishes, but too heavy, but we'll see what happens in the third period. I think Liberty's just playing their own physical style of hockey, but they're focused more on scoring goals than they are on starting fights, which is what they need to be doing.
Brett, I was just actually going to bring that up, what Joe just mentioned. You know, some of the things you see when a team gets up this high is they kind of get involved in the extracurriculars, when really this game's out of reach and they just don't need to.
I don't think you're going to see that in today's game. You only have 10 skaters, right?
Sure.
So you can't afford to lose another one. I'm sure these guys are tired. They played yesterday against Tech, a big win for them, which was huge. But then you come in today, I'm sure third period, you're gassed. You just want to get back to Maryland as fast as possible to watch the football game tonight. And that's the honest truth. You know, I'm sure that's in their head right now. Obviously, they want to have a respectable showing here in the third, but they know fighting's not going to help them. And I was just talking to the coaching staff, and they said, we've had some injuries. We're just short benched right now. So if they decide to fight or get ejected, that's just such a selfish play, and really just takes away from your team in the long run.
It's a nice change to see. A lot of times you don't see that, but I guess, with the shorthanded, they really don't have a choice. No doubt about that. UMBC will start with the puck here. A fresh period for you. 20 minutes left to go in this one. Puck on the stick of Janssen. He scoots it back along. Now he recovers it. Janssen dumps it back over to Lyons. Lyons goes to the middle. Taken down. We're going to have a penalty here against Liberty. It will be 5-on-3. You remember, Logan was sent to the box. Danny Logan was sent to the box. He's got about 55 minutes left on his penalty, and he will be joined by Riley Richardson.
We mentioned it at the end of the period. Just to note, Victor Blomberg obviously took that slash after scoring a goal in the first. He's got an upper body injury. He's now standing in the stands in his street clothes. He will not be returning to the game tonight.
That was a great goal that he scored. Sad that his time was shortened on the ice today, but that was just a little tiny glimpse of what Victor Blomberg can do when he's out there healthy and playing his best strength of hockey. But for Liberty, they got that depth behind them. Blomberg is a good addition, but they have plenty who can score besides him, and we've seen that, all 7 of them.
Bidas with the puck now, sends it down the ice. Big pass over to Durante. Durante on his right. Will scoot along behind the net. Tipped away by Roulette. Back over to Atkinson. Atkinson taking it himself, taking his time. We'll switch sides. They've got plenty of time here. It's a 5-on-3. A shot from the point. UMBC from essentially out of nowhere. He had the puck, did Janssen, but wasn't expecting that. Just wide there for the Flames. They will pin it along the boards and try to at least stall this back to a 5-on-4. Roulette holding it, and a penalty.
Slashing is going to be the call.
Yeah, Alex beat us two-handed. Roger Roulette in the back of the leg twice.
Roulette is feeling that one. So 5-on-4, or excuse me, 4-on-3. It'll be for another 8 seconds, and then 4-on-4. Liberty will have a 47-second 5-on-4 advantage.
I haven't been between the glass before, and there's such, the cheeky part of me wants to make little references to guys' hometowns to see if they're listening to what we say in between the glass. So I haven't done it yet. I'll let you guys know.
We'll be waiting.
They're listening. Barzy just looked at me and laughed when I said that. So
yeah, I've had guys correct me on things before down there. I'll say something, they'll be like, yeah, actually that's not true. I'm like, oh, you can hear me?
Puck sent along the boards over to Huntington.
I think they listen inside their helmets. They're always calling us out.
Over to Dockstetter now. Passing it out to center ice over to Huntington, now to Logan. Logan options to his left. He'll pass it back along over to Huntington. Huntington back to Logan now. Over the Dockstetter. Dockstetter back. Tipped up into the air. Liberty able to recover. Logan passing to himself. Shot out in front. Dockstetter had his tent stand up. He was camping, waiting for that.
Yeah, new goaltender between the pipes for this period for the Retrievers.
Correct. Sean Brown, number 30. As I mentioned, just recently joined the roster.
Huge.
Big boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's huge. I was saying that, guys. This cat's like 6'8" down here between the pipes.
It's good to get him some new experience as he's fresh onto the team and really see what he can do, test him against one of the best offenses in the league.
Shot and a goal from Jackson Roy.
He moves pretty well, and with that kind of size, just get that big body out on the white ice and butterfly all day. Goal shooters won't be able to see the net at all.
Quick work there from Liberty. They get the extra man back to make it 4-on-4. Now it'll be 5-on-4 advantage for UMBC with the goal.
They'll actually remain 4-on-4.
Yep. You are
Even
correct.
strength goals. But Jackson Roy takes a quick shot from the point there. I'm not sure if that got deflected or what. But it was a nice little slide over from Brown. He actually got towards the top of his crease like Rhett was talking about. Trying to cut down the angle, just wasn't enough for him on that shot.
Rob Ward with it now over to Freeman. Freeman with a shot. That's just wide. Logan with it now. Oh, stolen away. Here come the Retrievers. Up the ice is Parsons. Parsons backhanded, patted away by Epp. Parsons still with it now.
Flames now in the power play.
Over to Gregory. That's patted away. Nice job by Epp again. As Rhett mentioned, Flames now on the 5-on-4. You can see they noticed. Here comes Freeman, left, right. Oh, he goes between his legs.
Okay, first things first, I can't believe Ben Freeman actually just tried that on the breakaway. He just went between his legs, almost scored. Big pad save by Brown. Rob Ward is there to clean up the rebound, however. Puts it underneath the pads. Sean Brown's been in the game a few minutes now. Faced, I think, 4 shots, giving up 2 goals.
I wouldn't really be surprised at what Ben Freeman tries because he's just so talented with the stick. He really just does whatever he wants there, but thankfully Ward is just an easy shot for him there.
That's not an easy rebound for Ward either. He had to cut back to his right fast and then kind of open up the 5-hole there, and he sold it. Sean Brown opened it up. Nice job by Ward.
I wanted to give some credit to Jackson Roy and what he's done in this game. He hasn't had a game all season with more than 1 goal, and today he's put 2 in between the pipes for Liberty. So it's been an impressive game, and you see him getting involved in the offense.
Roulette with it now. Tunes out in front of the net. Here come the Retrievers. Up the ice is Johnny Lyons. Skating around back behind the net. Lyons still holding onto it. Met by a Liberty defender. That was Jackson Roy. Poking it along over to Atkinson. A shot from the point. That was Alexander Wood, but it's stolen away by the Flames. Wiesner with it now, and offsides is the call if Liberty touches it. They do not. They will reset, dumping the puck back along, and takes a long Liberty bounce around those boards. Durante with it now. Options to his right, passing it over. Shot! That was just wide. That was Atkinson, I believe, on the big take. Atkinson with it now off the skate of Roy. Set along the boards is Heisey. Wiesner following up. Stolen away by the Retrievers. Lions with the big pass over to Reber. Puck sent along. Shannon will recover for the Flames. Tipped away by Parsons. Shannon choosing to dump it back along over to Huntington. Huntington sends it back along the boards. UMBC unable to hold on to it. Reset coming for the Retrievers. Gregory will start out with it. Long pass. Sent back along. He was looking for Leosa there, was Gregory. Puck takes a weird bounce off of Epp's pad. He's able to clear it over the Barstead. Here come the Flames. Barstead with it now. Over to his right. Up the middle. Nice shot on goal there. Just couldn't get the full effect of it. Good work by the Retriever defense. Puck bounces off the boards into Gregory's stick. Gregory would dump it back along. He was looking for Leosa. Flames will recover. Puck tipped along over the Barstead. Barstead dumps it in. Lamoureux will go chasing. Back over to Durante. Durante has it tipped. Lions with it now. He has Atkinson to his right. Nice work by the Liberty defense, but it's tipped back over to Durante. Durante with a shot. That's patted away. Atkinson with it now. Back over. Behind the net. Retrievers still holding on to it. Lions with it. Taking his time, dumping it back along the board. Send it over to Atkinson. Atkinson now over to Bidas. Bidas with a shot. That's just wide. Couple of players take a tumble. Liberty comes out on top of it. Street with it now, passing it up forward. Over to Ward. Ward back to Barima. Barima to Ward. Ward out in front, patted away by Brown. Nice work there. Dumped back along. Flames will reset as well as UMBC. And guys, you saw there, I think, a little bit of the potential of what this UMBC team can do, given a little bit of time and some possession.
And yeah, if they have all the cards fall in their favor, they're really a team that can get hot. They have done that in the last 3 games, especially against Virginia Tech last night. They were successful, so this isn't necessarily a team that struggle with the things they're struggling right now all season long. They're struggling with them right now because, number one, you have the ejection, you have a couple guys that didn't travel, and you have a team that's facing a very strong opponent in Liberty, a team that's a national championship contender. So all that comes together, and really it looks outbalanced in the score and on the ice, but UMBC putting up a good fight, and you see strides of greatness there with the Retrievers.
Pass back over to Roulette. Roulette passes it up to Street. Street to Logan. Crossing out the center ice and back to his left. Logan with the shot. An angled shot. Never really had a chance on that one. UMBC with the puck now. Skating out the center ice is Bidas. Bidas cuts to his left, tipped away by Logan. And the Flames will reset. Line change coming for UMBC's defense. Jackson Roy with it now. Sends it deep along. He was looking for Freeman, the home run pass. And an icing is called. And with that, let's send things to Shaq Cook.
So I have with me here the club sports coordinator for the UMBC Retrievers, Ms. Christian Alexander. So Christian, what are some of your responsibilities as coordinator?
As the club coordinator, I actually run 24 teams, and I kind of run them from the ground up, where I manage their budgets, their practice times, their game schedules, and their travels.
With 24 teams, 750 students, what are some of the challenges that you face in your position?
Honestly, it's keeping up with the teams. You know, they're all pulling me different directions, whether it's traveling for ice hockey, trying to get their travel arrangements set, or it's our fundraising situation that our crew team is going through. So just trying to give them 100% of my efforts as I can all the time.
You've been in this position for 4 years. What is your greatest joy?
Watching my students grow and graduate. At UMBC, we really strive to make sure that our students are learning everyday things that they can use out in society. So it's watching them grow, and then when they graduate, seeing what they do with the rest of their lives. Whether it's one of my students actually just opened his own business, so it's watching his business grow. It's very exciting.
Thanks a lot, Christian.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Shaq. The player going to the box for UMBC, that's Sean Gregory. Yeah, I have a number of friends from high school that actually go to UMBC and have graduated from UMBC, and it's a very good school to go to, a nice local school if you're from the Maryland area. Solid hockey program, as we've seen today. Nice work by Barstead, cutting out to the center. He takes a whack, holding his left arm as well, very similar to Blomberg. Epp will stop it behind the net, poked back around by Jackson Roy. Roy tipping it over the Heisey. Roy will take it himself, nice work. Across the number of defenders up there, Roy, very nice stick work for a defenseman. Roy will skate back. Epp will stop it, line change coming for the Retrievers. Roy taking his time, 10:53 left to go in this one. 10-1 is the score. Heisey with it now, cutting back over to his right. Plenty of options around him. Will take it himself around the net, dumping it back along over the Barstead. Barstead to Huntington. Still with it now as Huntington takes a shot. That goes off the post. Change your ringtone, my friend. Barstead out in front. Over to Huntington. Huntington with the pass. Over to Burima. Excuse me, that's Lamoureux. Lamoureux cutting out front center. That's tipped away. UMBC with the puck now. They'll clear it down. All the way back to Epp. Nice stop by him.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been very impressed with the play of Jackson Roy today, coming in on the defensive side, but really getting himself involved in the offense. The shots he's taken as he's, moved himself up the ice and really integrated himself in part of the offense for Liberty today.
Ben Freeman with the nice pass. Rob Ward swing and a miss. Dumping it back along. Ward. Pass down to Burima. Burima back to Ward. UMBC gets a stick involved. Logan goes chasing. He'll dump it back into the UMBC zone. Options out in front. Dockstetter trailing as well as Ward. Pass tipped up into the air. UMBC, nice job on the defensive side. Liberty still able to hold on to possession. UMBC with the clearance. Logan with it now. He'll take it himself. 2-on-1, a shot just high. Falling on it is Brown. And they face off coming in retriever territory. See the coaching staff of UMBC and the goalkeeper Sean Brown. Definitely has the potential, has the frame.
He moves really well for a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's smooth. You give him some experience, could be a really good goaltender.
Speaking of really good goaltenders, somebody who's really stepped up this weekend, Jarrett Epp. This will be the second game in a row, real quality start. You know, the Flames are going to need somebody to really take that job and run with it down the stretch if they're looking for that ring by spring, as Shaq says. Jarrett Epp could be that guy. He's playing like it right now. Obviously, just a sophomore, young kid, but not crumbling under the pressure or anything like that, at least as of yet.
You know, I'll give. You know, I'm not afraid to admit a mistake. And you know, at the D3 level last year, he tried out. We cut him, and that was a miss by my part. He's really played well, and I'm thoroughly impressed with just how he's played this weekend. And it's just, he has a really nice ability when down in the butterfly to get his shoulders up nice and square and high, and he still takes away the corners, which he's had a couple stops up high when he's been down, and he's been able to recover in a butterfly slide and still take away the top corner. He's just had 2 back-to-back really solid starts.
And week after week, as we hear about, you know, we cover the D2 team here, and we hear about the goalie competition between Clayton Pierce and Jarrett Epp, and we see Epp getting more and more playing time. The 3 games last week, he got a pair of them before Pierce came in the third. He gets both of them this weekend, and I think that the coaching staff is probably closer and closer to, you know, saying he's our guy going into nationals, because they keep testing him with, you know, test-worthy opponents week after week, and then they throw him in back-to-back games to see what he's capable of, and he puts up showings like this. So he certainly had a strong showing throughout the beginning of the second semester, and he's proving himself worthy of leading this team to nationals. I think so.
What's crazy, at the beginning of the year, Jarrett Epp was the number 3 goaltender on this D2 squad. Nathan Price obviously was the number 1. He's dealt with some eligibility issues since then. Clayton Pierce was supposed to be the guy when Price went down, but Jarrett Epp has really stepped up, taking advantage of the time that he's got between the pipes, and obviously here we are.
Here come the Flames now up the ice. Natowski on the puck. He's being fought with by a number of UMBC players. Flames able to hold on to it. Heisey retains the puck, dumps it back along the boards. Barstead will go chasing, taking the UMBC defender by surprise. Barstead with a nice pass over to Heisey, and it finds the back of the net. So Barstead to Heisey makes it 11-1.
Jordan Barsted's just got great vision when it comes to passing, finding people in front of the goal. He's just, you know, really all the time, not even just in front of the goal. Jordan Barsted's one of the best passers on this team. Really an underrated player, real quick. Finds Sam Heisey. Sam Heisey streaming for the net. Sam Heisey, great shot. Grits it top shelf. Adds an 11th one for this Liberty team here today.
You know, Barstead told me he took inspiration from that app where you can take a picture and you rotate it 360 view. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, he saw that and he's like, I should be like that as a hockey player, just be able to see behind me and peripherally, you know, just it just inspired him to be that much better of a passer.
Yeah, Rhett, we always talk about how, as a freshman, Jordan Barstead was running the point on the power play. It's just amazing to see the kind of player he's turned into.
Wiesner with it now. Has Perry to his left. He'll dump it back along. Perry takes a hit. Toon there as well. UMBC does a nice job of getting the puck. Here comes Durante. Durante with a shot that's sticked away by Epp. Bounces dangerously out in front. Shot stopped. That was Lions out in front for UMBC. They'll look to reset here. Janssen dumps it back along to Roulette. Now it's Bidas with the puck, back to Janssen. Janssen with the big pass down to Durante. He's got an option to his left. He'll choose to dump it back along the boards. Chasing goes Lions. Shannon meets him there. Puck tipped away. Onto the stick of Wiesner, who was down on the ice. Retrievers with it now. It's Atkinson. Atkinson will flick it back along. A little bit of his touch on his stick there.
I think Wiesner was just off balance because of that thick mustache on his face.
Big pass goes off the skate of Rob Ward. No one else found that funny? I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny. You got a smile out of me. That's good.
I'm gonna ask him about it. Hey, was it the mustache that kind of tripped you up there? Okay, he shook his head.
5:49 left to go here in the third period. Liberty has been control of this one from Jump Street. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 3 here in the third so far. UMBC with their lone goal in the first period off the stick of Atkinson. A nice shot from him. He's been their standout player, no doubt about it. Puck attempted to clear away by Bidus. Street with a nice pass. Taken down as Rob Ward. He will body surf his way into a face-off for Liberty.
Here, let's look to the future for Liberty for a second. We've seen some impressive play. They've had now this is the 10th of a 10-game homestand. They suffered a tie and a loss. That was kind of their downfall, but they've rebounded against that now, heading to a 7-game winning streak. How will they fare on the road against Ryder, a MAC opponent, and then Millersville before they come back and face Stevenson is the question. Then finishing off in the Blue Ridge Cup against Virginia Tech. 3 out of the next 4 on the road, but they got to stay strong.
I think something interesting to know, we talked about it yesterday a little bit, Joe, is that magic number 5 for Liberty. If they give up less than 5 goals, they're usually going to win the game. I think you can say that for most teams, but for Liberty, their loss and their tie, it was a 5-5 tie and a 7-5 loss. So if they can play defense like they have recently, and I don't know if you still have the schedule not pulled up, they've had a lot of games holding teams to 1 goal or less.
You don't really have a situation where the least amount of goals the team scores in a game is a win. But for this team, they score so much that they score 5 against Davenport, they tie them, they score 5 against Toledo, and they lose. And then they're able to score 4 against Stevenson, an NCAA Division III team, and defeat them in overtime. So they're just that kind of team, but usually they're putting up a lot of goals in a game. They've been doing that a lot lately, and they've just been getting everybody involved with the secondary scoring. We've seen that today, and that's just what makes them a complete team.
Hey, you know what they say, if you score more goals than the other team, you're going to win.
That's like a John Madden quote right there, for crying out loud.
I think something else to kind of keep an eye on, and like I said, 2 goals or less they've given up, I believe is the stat in their last 7 games. It's just very impressive defense from Liberty. They've really stepped it up to a whole nother gear. And again, we talked about, there's Matthew Perry, here he comes. Nice work by him, just loses his stick in the balance.
Outskated himself.
Yeah, overran the puck a little bit. Here comes UMBC. Bidus with a shot now, that goes just wide. Huntington falls down, hold on to it.
Yeah, that is the stat, including this will be number 7. And not only have they given up 2 or less in each of the last 7 games, now this one included, but that started after they took the loss from Toledo. So I think that was kind of the turning point. Toledo was somebody that was able to defeat them last year, and it happened again, and they were just able to, look forward in their season and say, here, this is how we're going to play hockey now, and that's exactly what they've done.
In preseason, Chris Lowe sat this team down, and he said, well, we'll see if Lamoureux scores here. He doesn't, but he said that he wanted to give up more than 2 goals this entire season 0 times. That was the goals. Every goal, every game, the 2 goals. That was the mercy mark. That was the grace area where you could give up 2 goals and they'd be fine. Early in the season, they struggled defensively. You look at the schedule there, they gave up more than 2 goals a number of times early on. But after that loss, they said it was a real turning point to where they all decided to buy in defensively. And obviously in the last 7 games, we've seen a huge difference.
Well, we know the firepower is there on offense. I don't think there's any doubt about that, even with the loss of Kazmierzak. And we'll see how Bloomberg is after this one. But the firepower on offense, we know it's going to be there. Oh, rings off the post there. Big shot from Natowski. Yeah, the firepower was always going to be there, but the defense coming into this was really the question. You have 5 of your top 6 defensemen back, but, they had to step it up a little bit, and they have so far within the last 7 games or so. And the game that they lost was to a very tough team in Toledo, but that's a game that Liberty needs to be winning. You see the post there, just comes into play. Goalie's best friend at times. That was the case there.
And here's the official stat. In games where they've given up more than 2 goals this season, they're 7-1-1, and it really wasn't a problem for them in the first semester, but then I think when they suffered the loss, or the tie to Davenport, giving up 5 goals, and then the loss to Toledo, giving up 5 goals, that was kind of a wake-up call for them.
Tipped away. Here come the Retrievers. Shot and a goal. Nice work there by Johnny Lyons. This kid has been hustling all game long. Himself, Ryan Atkinson, really the whole Retriever team. Well, I've told Caleb, you said it about a minute ago, Johnny Lyons, I've called his name quite a bit. Just a really, really strong, hustling player, and he did a nice job there.
He's been around the puck tonight a lot, been disrupting the rhythm for this Liberty team every single shift. Gets rewarded there, just a quick shot. Beats Epps, low pad, just above it, just above the pad there, low stick side.
Just a high energy effort guy is what I would describe him as. A guy that's going to give you everything he's got. And you see as he gets one on the scoreboard. Well deserved for the Retrievers. 11-2 now is the score. 2:30 left to go in this one. Rob Ward with the puck now, taking it up to center ice. He'll take it himself. He's got 3 defenders around him and a shot. Nice work there by Sean Brown.
On that last goal, guys, I don't believe Epp saw it. I think he had an idea of where the puck was going to, but there were a lot of legs in front of him. It was a well-placed shot, through a screen and found the back of the net. So, you know, it's one of those goals that you're going to give up eventually, but doesn't take away from his performance here tonight.
It looked like it went through the wickets of Richardson, and then went off of Huntington as well.
I misspoke. I said stick side. It was the glove side, Jared Epp. Just over the pad there. Read it on the replay, it looked like you were right. He just kind of waved at it, hoping to come up with a, hey, here's what I found. Got a save.
Dockstetter not too pleased. His twig just slashed in his hand, broken up top, no call on it. Linesman brought it off, obviously broken.
Shannon with a shot from the point. Had the stick knocked out of his hands, did Spencer Reber. Liberty with the reset here. Roulette sent against the boards. Puck dancing out in front. Liberty will hold on to it. Up the ice comes Matthew Perry. Perry will send it back along the boards. Chasing goes Wiesner. UMBC meets him there. Perry skating around as well. Good speed here from UMBC. That's Joe Parsons. Pass over, deflected by Roulette. Nice work there from Parsons. A lot of speed from him on that play.
Believe it or not, Roulette was actually brought into the Liberty hockey program by D3. Former captain Brandon Coburn met him around campus, said, hey, we could use a defenseman. You want to come play with us? And he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And then I think he played one game and D2 called him up.
Yeah, great player. Definitely one of the top defensemen on this D2 team. Here comes Atkinson. He's looking for one more. Stolen away by the Flames. Sent out of play. High into the stands.
And they almost took the face off basketball coach's daughter, Ellie McKay. She's motioning right now. That just went over my head, and that could have hurt.
Don't want to get the basketball team after you.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, guys, one person you have to talk about here is his Liberty career is coming to an end, is Daniel Huntington, and you almost want to talk about the legacy that could possibly happen here. When we talk about the Docksteaders, their 4 brothers, well, Dan's here. His younger brother Chris is playing D3, and more than likely it would be very possible he played D2 by the end of his career. And then there's another one that's coming up, Nathan, that I've seen some highlights of on Facebook, and he looks like he has potential to be a solid Huntington hockey player. So maybe he will be Liberty bound. We'll have to wait a couple years and see.
Both Daniel and Chris will tell you that Nathan is the best hockey player of the 3.
So Heisey is going to go into the box, I believe, for hooking. And they're looking for another penalty. He knocked the water bottle off the board, and they want more, a little bit more than that, but they're not going to get it, I don't believe.
What they're saying is a Liberty player squirted water at one of the guys coming by the bench. They're not too pleased with what transpired. Not sure which number it was, but nonetheless, that's what they're complaining about.
Yeah, I don't think I caught that.
Yeah, and there's a minute left in the game. Let's just go watch some football at this point. No need to squirt water.
We know where your heart's at, Joe.
Well, the point is that you just want to end the game on a good note. Obviously, for your Liberty, you're monumentally victorious here. So, and I think that's what Chris Lowe's, not exactly this calm as I'm saying it, is expressing right now.
I mean, it's 11-2 by all means. I mean, UMBC wants to go home. Liberty's ready to move on.
The referee with evidence in hand.
Looks like Perry will join Heisey in the box.
So as we said, Liberty will move on after this long homestand. A couple of games left, and then about a month from now, we will have regionals.
Although Liberty more than likely won't be playing
That's
in regionals,
correct.
yeah.
Yep.
Ranked second overall right now in the South. You got to think that there's no way they would fall below second. The top two teams get an auto bid to nationals.
So what's going on down here, guys, is Chris Lowe's is actually being ejected from this game with 41 seconds left, and I'm not sure if he'll get another game on top of this. And I'll be honest, I didn't see what he did. They didn't talk about it here right in front of me, but he is off the bench here for the last 41 seconds of this hockey game.
Wow.
Interesting developments there. Thank you very much, Rhett, for that. And that's pretty much going to do it here. UMBC with the long pass down to Durante. Durante will take one more look at that. Huntington sends him into the boards big time, and a big check from Richardson. Liberty needs to be a little careful here. Just want to get out of this one unscathed. 17.8 left to go here in the third period. Just kind of give you a recap. Liberty scored 4 goals in the first, 4 in the second, and 3 in the third. It was Atkinson with the goal in the first period for the Retrievers, and a very well-deserved goal from Lions.
Clearing attempt went off of Roger Roulette's face mask there.
Yes, it did. Big clearing attempt there. Puck will be danced back along, and that will do it. Big slap shot will go wide. Epp will make the save, and that will be it. Liberty ends the weekend 2-0. They knock off the University of Delaware 8-0. And then 11-2 here, so a big weekend for them. They take care of business. They move to, I believe, 20-1 on the season. UMBC falls to 7-11-1.